Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Night Shadow Industries. Today I'm going to be doing another review video today, that being the Iron Man Marvel Legends Iron Man helmet. I know I said Iron Man way too many times, but it's a very, very cool helmet. So yeah, as I said, this is one of the Marvel Legends helmets. So it was sort of a chalk up between this helmet or the Star-Lord helmet, but personally I'm not really a fan of I love the helmet in the film, like I love Star-Lord's helmet in the film, but in person it's more for display. It would be more for display, whereas the majority of helmets and whatnot that I would like to buy, I've wanted to wear just for screwing around. Now, I will just put this out in the video. With all these reviews that I'll be doing, these are items that I've already purchased a little while ago. Like the lights, like Luke Skywalker's green lightsaber that I just did before, this one here, and then I should be doing probably four other videos in the future, possibly 5. Most probably 5. So there's 5 that should be coming out sooner or later. But yeah, it's not like I'm just going out every week and sort of buying something new. This is something that I've had for a little while. I bought the majority of this during December and January. So all of it was during the Christmas and after Christmas sales, so that is why I've just sort of went a little stir crazy. But yeah, we'll just get back to this. Overall, it's a nice helmet. It is based off of his older modeled helmets, like his older model suits. So there's no like with the newer models, there's no sort of lines coming in sort of showing that these pieces would sort of come apart and then lift up. Overall, I do like the helmet, I really do. The thing is though, it is incredibly big. Like it is very scale to Iron Man's helmets. But overall, it's difficult with these ones because there is a strap inside that does fit to your head. But because of how the helmet sits about here, this back piece here doesn't really fit properly on the back of the head. So it feels like it's wrong, like it feels like it's uncomfortable, but it's not. But I do like it, I really do. I really, really, really like it. Incredibly detailed. When I heard about Marvel Legends and everything like that, sorry, there's a bit of a scuff mark. When I heard about like the Marvel Legends sort of helmets, I was interested. I really wanted to start collecting helmets and overall sort of nerdy things. So the first one for my helmet, like for all the helmets that I have, which is 3, I wanted to start with a Marvel one, and the best one I saw, the only one I really wanted there was only 2 that I saw, which was either Iron Man's helmet or Star-Lord's, and it was besides Spider-Man, the first ever sort of Marvel film, a part of the cinematic universe that I didn't even know anything about. Like I didn't know anything about Captain America, Iron Man, anything like that. I knew only Spider-Man. So when I first watched Iron Man, that was sort of what opened the gate for me to sort of get right into Marvel and learning sort of everything that there is about it. So I wanted the helmet from the film that started it all. So yeah, I went and grabbed this. This is an incredibly detailed helmet. On the outside, it is ridiculously detailed. As you can tell, everything is exact to what it was in both the film and everything else. On the inside, on the other hand, I don't think I can actually get a good shot of the inside, but what I can do, I will say this as well, it takes 4 AAA batteries. 3 or 4 AAA batteries. I haven't opened this in a while. But what it does is this, instead of what the original helmet was, which was, you know, a couple of parts here that would actually pop the helmet up, they've gone with, they've actually gone with magnets that you can just pry the helmet, this faceplate off and put it down. And when you do that, it will make sound effects, as in to try and say that you've, it's slotted up. Personally, it sounds more like what it sounded like in Iron Man 3 with the Mark 42 when you would pop it off. But I'll just do it now. So I'm just going to put this to the side for now, and I'll just show you the rest of the helmet. So from here, you've got 2 magnets here, 2 magnets here, and then 2 more magnets here. And then just on the chin here is the connector where the faceplate here, just at the bottom, will connect and will also activate the lights that are in the eye slots. But yeah, as you can tell here as well, this is an incredibly detailed helmet and it looks fantastic. I am sorry if you guys can pick up the dust. I have not dusted this in a little while. I will be dusting it later, so it will be nice and clean again. Now, when you've got this on, you can actually prop these open, and this can actually, so the moving parts on it are both the helmet, the chin jaw piece, and the back of the helmet. The back is for propping it open so that you can fit your head in if you have a bigger head. Luckily enough, even with this closed, I have a small enough head to have this to fit in perfectly, thank God, because I really don't like trying to pry this open. It's just very finicky, and I get paranoid that I'm going to chip or break something when doing it. So I'm happy that I have a small head that it can just fit straight on. But as I was saying, these pieces here can actually come out a lot like Iron Man's helmet in the later in Iron Man 2, where it was when his, well, actually in most of the older films, it would pry up and then this piece would come forward, and it can bend down as well, so that it's sort of it's a lot more wider when you have your head in, and you can see more of your face and do more. I don't know why, because, like, again, it is to be more accurate to this helmet, but at the same time, it's, you know, it just, you don't really need it. You really don't. But I do like the thought that they've gone into real, like, major detail for it. Also, right here, I don't know if you can see, but just on the inside right here is a little button. You press that, and that is what will activate the eyes when the faceplate is down. If, for example, you take the faceplate off, like what I've done, the second you place this back in, it will activate the eyes anyway. But you have multiple options for this helmet. You can have it face down, you can have the faceplate off, or my favorite is when you actually take the faceplate and attach it. I'm trying to be very careful with it. Right here. And what it does, it makes the open faceplate, which is really, really cool. When you are wearing this and this is up, it just feels absolutely amazing. It feels like you're actually in the Iron Man suit for a little while, or at least wearing the helmet. But yeah, overall, it is a fantastic helmet. I'm just going to quickly pry the faceplate back off, just so I can show you guys the detail that's inside the faceplate. If you guys remember Iron Man 1, the scene where he's actually holding one of these up to his face when he was looking at the TV, it's basically, more or less, it's about the same. Just imagine instead of this being gold, being silver, and more or less that is what this is. But the detail on the inside is amazing. Like, you have all these intricate little hexagonal patterns. You've got different shades of metal all through here. You've got sort of all these look like speech parts. The eyes look amazing. Everything on this is incredibly, incredibly detailed. So I will place this on. So what happens is, I don't know if you can see my legs from here, but what happens is you place this down, this will attach right in here, and it'll activate the eyes, which I'm going to try to make sure you guys can see. And there you go. That is what the eyes look like completely lit up. If you don't have, the only thing is, if you don't have this down properly and it moves around, the eyes will flicker. So that's how you know if this isn't down properly. But as you can see, it's on nice and well. The speakers, I actually forget where they were. Last time I checked, I'm relatively sure they're just on the insides here on the chins, so you've got sort of that area. So the battery pack's here, speakers would be here, and then the activation is just here. And the cool part is when you're wearing it, you can see through it relatively, like, pretty alright, even with the lights being right on. But if, like, there are people that might not be able to, and because of that, if you use the power button and tap it, you can actually set the dimness to the helmet, and then that's just completely off. But then if you hit it one more time, it'll activate. It's like it's a boot up sound, which is really, really cool. But yeah, that's really it for the helmet. Overall, it is a awesome helmet. But as I said, I will put it on really quick just to show you guys what it looks like on me. As I said, I have a very small, I have a relatively small head, so it is sort of, I can fit in it without having to pry this back, but you can. I don't like to because I don't like the hooks. There are hooks just here and here, and that is what attaches it in here. And it's just, I don't like them because it's very, it makes me very nervous because I don't like how it sits. I feel like if you keep doing it enough, it might break it. But that's if you're constantly wearing it. Personally, I leave it on my display area, and that's about it. But when you're wearing it, this is pretty much it. So as you guys can see, it fits relatively well for me. The thing is though, is the head strap that it comes with here. I don't know, it's odd. You can't sit it on your head properly. It doesn't, I've never been able to get it to sit right. So if you're actually wanting to wear this to a comic book, like a Comic-Con or something like that, the best way to do it would be to maybe put in pads just on the sides, maybe a little bit on the sides of the head here. That depending on the size of your head as well. But as you guys can see, like when I was talking about this piece can actually pry. So when this does pry down, sorry, you've got to sort of use two hands for it. You can't sort of go just straight down. The other thing is once this is down, you've got this moving down here. So you have all this room to sort of move your mouth and do stuff. Which can help because if you are wearing this at a convention, that it would be difficult to sort of take this off all the time. So it would be good to have a way to sort of, you know, eat and drink and have this so that you don't have to worry. The problem is that once this is off, as you can see, it's ridiculously loose. And for me, I use, because of how close this gets to my chin sort of balances on that, and that's what keeps this stable. And that's the best part about this helmet for me, is that it fits relatively well. Certain parts are loose, but it makes up for it in other parts. But when you close this back up, I will show you what this looks like with the faceplate up. So that just clicks in, and then this is what it looks like with the faceplate up. So it's really, really cool when you're walking around, and not really walking around, but you know, when you've got this in this position, it just feels awesome. The only thing is that because this faceplate is relatively heavy, this weighs it down a bit. So you're sort of having to remember that the back of the helmet here, it sits, but again, this part here will pop open. So you've got the possibility of, if you look down, this could all come off. So that's another thing you also want to worry about if you're wearing this. If it's just a display piece, then you're pretty much set. You don't have to worry. But it is a really, really cool helmet. I absolutely adore it. And you can see relatively well. Like, it's not perfect because with these little dots that you can see, if you can see it in the camera, is that the little dots do make it slightly difficult to see out of, but at the same time, it's not too bad. You can still basically see, you know, what you can. But, you know, you just set the brightness down, you can see a little better, brightness down that much. The last brightness setting just before you turn it off, because you get three settings. So you've got the really bright, slightly dim, and then the dimmest here, and then it's off. Now this one would be the best one to wear because you can see everything around, like you can see perfectly out of it, and you've still got lights. And then you just switch it off, and then you can see normally. I will say as well, there are problems with this helmet because with the magnets, they are really strong, and it's to hold the faceplate in, which again, because of it being so heavy, that is the bulk of this mask, is the faceplate. The back of this helmet the majority of it right here is basically that thin, all until the chin and faceplate. So basically the most important part of this entire helmet would be right here. That's it. And the problem about that being is that that's the heaviest part. So this whole thing weighs down, right down. And another problem with it is because of the magnet, like as I was saying before, the magnets being so strong, it's to hold the faceplate in. And at the very same time, the magnets can be a pain because if you guys remember from my Kylo Ren video, I had relatively long hair before. And if you've got very long hair, this is an absolute pain to take off, especially if you have long hair. If you've got long hair, put this on, do not take that off. Or better yet, if you take this off, leave it off and then take the helmet off and then put it back on, because I've done that before and I wore it. When I first got it, it was back when I had long hair. So when I placed this on, my hair got caught all throughout the helmet, and trying to take it off, it was almost like it was stuck because it was pulling all my hair. So that's your other problem with that's like a very nitpicky thing that you can. It's not hard to fix. Overall, the helmet is absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad I got it, especially for the price that I got. It was actually instead we don't in Australia we've got a place. It's a lot. So instead of GameStop, we've got EB Games. And with EB Games, they've made a secondary, which is all their merchandise sort of stuff, and they can sell helmets, from helmets to Captain America's shield to lightsabers, everything like that. They got too many of these apparently and had to start selling them down, which instead of them being, I think it was 166 or 100 and something, it went down to 130, which is really, really good. Compared to one helmet in particular that I have, this was one of the cheapest. This was one of them. I also bought another helmet for, I think it was the same price. So I bought, this one was 133, I bought one for 130 and another one for 160. But yeah, it's a really, really good helmet. If you're looking for stuff to sort of put in your man cave or, you know, your Marvel collection, stuff like that, this would definitely be a really good addition to it. It's just brilliant. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video again. And if you guys like what I'm doing, please give it a like so I know you guys are enjoying what I'm posting, and I will continue posting. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe, because hopefully enough I will be posting up more content in the future. But until then, I will see you guys in the next video, and I'll talk to you guys later.